Hello everyone, I'm Bisma Wali, and today we have a special guest with us, Mike Armstrong, an entrepreneur, branding expert, marketing strategist, and a founder of MA Consultancy. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mike, and it's pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much for having me, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, so could you please introduce yourself to our audience?
My name is Mike Armstrong, aka the Welsh Dragon. I like to breathe fire into the next generation of entrepreneurs. I'm an entrepreneur since the age of 11. I'm nearly 49 now, even though I don't look it. Um, I've been a sales and marketing specialist all my life. I used to be a corporate sales director, and I helped grow a team of 7 people into a department of 17, doing 300,000 a year into a department doing 5.7 million a year. And I learned a lot along the way. I like to teach other entrepreneurs some of the things I've learned. I've written a load of ebooks. I've done a podcast. I've got a YouTube channel. I use a hashtag Fire from the Welsh Dragon series of content online. And I'm an entrepreneur, coach, author, speaker, mentor, as well as I'm a hospitality person as well. I run my own bar, hotel, and event venue, so I like to keep busy.
Okay, thank you so much for introducing yourself and tell us little about your childhood and what shaped the person you are today.
Well, I had a great childhood, I would say. I was very academic. I was very good at sports and very competitive. Um, I learned how to play well alone and do sports on my own and continue and focus on my own self improvement. I also worked well in teams. I played sports teams, and so I helped work with others as well. All of which I think helped shape who I am and what I do. I was an entrepreneur at the age of 11. My mum and dad divorced when I was 8. And I think it took me to about 11 to realize if I wanted to have and do some of the things I wanted in life over and above what my mum was able to provide for me, which was the most she could. I learned that, you got to work hard and try and make some money for yourself. And I've been doing that ever since, really. So I would say I was a young hustler. I used to sort of look for opportunities and make some money from them. And I used to buy and sell, all sorts of things. And then at 15, I went into my first sales job, and I've been in a career of sales ever since. Really, I've done all sorts of opportunistic business ventures, as well as continuing sales jobs, sales careers, and that sort of thing. I've also, I stepped away and tried my own entrepreneurial ventures. And then when I got older, after being in the corporate world for quite a long time, I decided to get out of the rat race and help other people to grow and develop and improve their businesses. So I started my own sales and marketing consultancy and my own digital marketing agency, and I've continued to grow from there really. So I think a lot of what I did as a child developed me into the person I am today, and a lot of what I've continued to learn and grow and experience through my life has pointed me in various different directions at different stages of my life. Yeah, that's a bit about me and my childhood and how it's impacted me. Really, thanks for the question.
Wow, that's amazing. What inspired you to become an entrepreneur?
Well, I think inspiration come from the need at the time to make some money, and I think it come from the mindset of always wanting to be better and to improve. It come from a problem solving mindset as well. I like to solve problems, and I think entrepreneurs often are people who like to. They want people who see problems first of all, but then also want to solve them. So I like solving problems. I used to play a lot of games when I was a kid, trying to on the computer and that, trying to get to the next level and the next level and beat the boss and all that sort of thing. So I think that sort of taught me as well to solve problems and to continuously improve. I'm also into strategy games and quizzes and all sorts of things really. So I just like problem solving, and I like testing myself and seeing if I can solve problems and that sort of thing. So yeah, lots of things gone into that, and That's I think lots of things happen to you in your life that turn you into the person that you become.
Okay, that's amazing. Was there a defining moment that changed your career?
I think I've had a number of defining moments that changed my career. I think starting a sales job at 15, um, and enjoying it and being good at it actually stopped me from going to university. So that was a sliding doors pivotal moment, I guess. If I hadn't have started in a sales career in the summer holidays between school and college, I may not have ended up being in entrepreneur. I might have gone to university, studied something, and had a different career. Who knows? Um, I think I did lots of B2C sales to start with, business to consumer, door to door sales, telesales, that sort of thing. And then I was young. I wanted to have my evenings and weekends back, a bit more freedom, a bit more of a balanced life. So I went into the B2B world, did a lot of different jobs for a while. And then I discovered a fintech startup that I went to work for. And I got promoted 9 times in 6 years and built a real successful career in a very short 10-year period. I think that was quite a pivotal defining moment, in my career. I went from just selling to private individuals to selling to corporates, 10 million plus turnover businesses, and I learned a lot through that process. So I guess that was quite defining. It put me onto a key account corporate level rather than a SME basic level. Um, I started my own sales and marketing consultancy. I met and worked with lots of B2B businesses, and I think that was pivotal to sort of change how I see things and how I see business. And also, COVID happened, and I stopped my business for a while, my consultancy business. I also was caring for my dad for a while, who was ill. And then a friend of mine bought a hotel. I went down to help him for 3 weeks, ended up running it for 11 months. So again, that was a very defining moment in my life because I went into a whole new sector, still in sales because, pretty much if you're an entrepreneur, you're in sales. But I moved into the hospitality sector. I worked as a GM for 11 months. And now I run my own hotel bar and event venue. So that 1 3 week offer of helping somebody who just bought a hotel turned into the career and the business that I'm actually running day to day now, whilst also doing many other ventures as well. But so yeah, there's always sliding door moments. There's always things that happen to you, and they go on and change. Your life, your career, your pathway. So I think sometimes you always have to, when these opportunities come, you got to make your decisions with instinct. You got to go with the flow. Sometimes you got to be opportunistic.
Are you there?
Hi, yeah. So as I was saying, you have to be prepared to take opportunities when they come their way. Sir Richard Branson, one of my early sort of mentors, I would guess, inspired me to become an entrepreneur because he was having fun and making money at the same time, which is something I believe in and something I sort of, I guess, was drawn to when I was young. And he says, "Screw it, just do it. Don't think about it. Just say yeah and do it." Or if somebody gives you an opportunity, say yes and work out how to do it later. I guess those sort of things have shaped me all my life, and I've always said I'm a yes person. I say yes to most things, um, but obviously only if it's sort of heading me towards the direction I want to go or serving my purpose in some way. Otherwise, I will say no. But I'd like to say yes to most opportunities. Um, just now, I had a phone call. Whenever I do these podcasts, I always get someone trying to ring me. I think with StreamYard, the only way, once you try and busy a call or something, it loses your video and you have to bounce out and back in. Is the only way you can carry on. But yeah, that's life. Sorry for the interruption to the listeners and to anyone listening to this, but that's the life of a busy entrepreneur. And I do these podcast interviews and chats regular, and people always interrupt. But the key to entrepreneurship is overcoming small challenges, medium challenges, and big challenges, not letting them knock you off your flow or your task, and just work your way around them and carry on. So there's a life lesson in that.
It's okay, no issue. So, what are some of the biggest challenges in the early days of your business?
So I think the biggest challenges in the early days of business is finding new customers, winning new customers, selling to them, uh, getting the processes and the systems in place correct to be able to deliver your product, your service, whatever it is you're offering, especially on scale, especially as you're starting to do more of it. So I think there's challenges on, what you put in place as a business. There's challenges around, money and what you can spend. There's challenges on how you find a way of attracting new customers, whether it be in the real world, at events, online. There's time challenges because you've got so much to do. So it's like, where do I put my time and my focus on? Um, but the biggest challenge is always getting customers in, getting the bills paid. Because if you get the money in and you have cash flow, you can then start to invest it in the things you need to do to grow the business and to put those systems in place to be able to deliver the products and services and whatever else, or to subscribe to the platforms or the apps or whatever it is that you're utilizing as tools to go. Depends what sort of business you're doing. There's a lot of challenges. Money. A lot of people think money is the main challenge, but actually, it's probably more education. You need to learn enough about what you're doing to know where to spend the money when you do have money and how to spend it in the right places, etc. So it's probably knowledge is the biggest challenge. Time can be a big challenge as well. How you find customers is always a big challenge to any business because a lot of business people don't realize that they're in sales. They think they're in whatever industry they're in, but ultimately, the people who succeed in any industry are the ones who are good at sales and marketing. And so everyone is in sales and marketing, and the best business people are the best at sales and marketing. And the rest of the business will take care of itself. You can employ people, you can outsource, you can do whatever you need to do. But ultimately, the best business people are the best at marketing themselves, the best at selling themselves, building their brand, building their connections. They're the people who have big ambitions, they grow big, they think big, and they do big.
Okay. Was there ever a moment when you wanted to quit? What kept you going?
I think um, I think everyone in life and everyone in entrepreneurship have moments where they think, "Oh, is it really worth it, or do I want to give up, or whatever?" But I wouldn't say I've ever really wanted to quit entrepreneurship. I love it. I've never really wanted to quit. Have I wanted to maybe quit a job or a sales job? Yeah, maybe. When you have bad days, that's what gives you those sort of feelings, etc. Everyone has bad days. Um, but I've never really wanted to quit entrepreneurship, and I've been in sales all my life. I've never really wanted to quit sales. I think whenever life gives you challenges and problems and situations to overcome, really bad days, bad weeks, bad months, they can make you feel a bit of despair or you lose a bit of hope, etc. But I think I've never really got to that stage. I've had, bad days and wanted to change jobs and all those sort of usual things. Um, but ultimately, what keeps me focused is I'm always very, very ambitious. I've always got very big goals, big long term goals, short, medium goals, and very short daily tasks and daily goals. And I have a why, I have a purpose for why I do what I do. I have ambition, I have goals and things I want to do later in life that I need to be successful in both satisfactory way and in a monetary way in order to achieve some of those things. And so those things keep me pointed and focused in a direction that keeps me going. gets me out of bed every day. It gets me to overcome whatever problems life throws in, whatever problems business throw in. I just find a way around it because one, I've got a mindset that says I can find my way around it, and two, I have something to drive for and aim towards, which pulls me around the problem or through the problem, etc. You can always get knocked off course, and you can always fall off the horse, but if you've got the right mindset and the right passion and the right goals, they will always pick you up and put you back on the horse, and they will always navigate you back onto the course you're heading towards. So yeah, I think it's natural to be blown off course now and then in life, but it's just how you get back on. And if you're consciously aware of the direction you're going in, it's much easier to focus on getting back on course.
Yes, exactly. What's the biggest lesson you have learned as an entrepreneur?
Um, well, I think one of the biggest, I got two massive life goals. One of them is to work hard and play hard. Like I said, I admired Richard Branson when he was young because he was making money and having fun. And that's two of the things I enjoy in life: making money and having fun. I don't think you have to swap one for the other or vice versa. I think you can combine them. And so that's one lesson I've learned through life, and I live it. And I learned it at a young age, but I get it enhanced and um, rubber stamped, if you like, as I go through life. I think it's important to enjoy life whilst you're working hard, because it helps you to keep mentally strong. It helps you to keep focused. It helps you to be happy. And if you're happy, then you're willing to continue to maybe change and evolve and all that sort of thing. And if you're grumpy and miserable, you sometimes don't want to do anything different. You want to stay in your box and be comfortable and all of that. And then another lesson I learned again at an early age, but it's something that drives me through my life. I had something happen to me when I was young. I missed out on something, and I have regret for that. And I tried to live a life of no regrets from that point onwards. And so, I always think it's better to try something that you want to do and fail at it than it is to regret never trying it or never giving it a go. I think the pain of regret is much greater than the pain of failure. And so I think it's important to, if you want to do something, believe you can and give it a go. And if you don't, you'll learn something. If you don't, achieve it, you'll learn something along the way, and maybe you'll pivot into something else. But just if you want to try and do something, you can do it. You either got to learn enough to be able to do it, or you got to be able to build a team around you who can help you do it. But either way, you can do it, whatever it may be. But don't have the pain of regretting it, because you only got one life, you got one shot at it. So don't waste it.
Yes, exactly. How do you stay motivated during difficult times?
Like I said, I've always got goals that I'm working on, so they help to motivate me during difficult times. I'm quite resilient as a character, so that helps to keep me motivated as a through difficult times, because I've been through difficult times. I've been through lots of them. I eat them. I eat them and chew them up and spit them out. Difficult times. Difficult times are just part of life. I've learned to be able to just bat them away. So what? Next one. Give me some challenges. Give me as many as you want. I don't care. I'm going to face them. I'm going to defeat them. I'm going to overcome them, and they're going to get out of my way. Because once you've overcome a lot of challenges, what you know about yourself is you're able to overcome a lot of life's challenges. I started out in sales, 15 to 21, door-to-door sales. I got told to F off. You have to check the English meaning of F, what it means. I got told to F off more in a day than most people do in a lifetime. And I did that for 5 years. It builds character, it builds resilience, it builds a thick skin. And so whatever life's challenges have got to throw at me, bring them on. I don't care. I'll deal with them like I've dealt with every other one to date. I'll just overcome it. And, so I think that's important: a strong character, resilience, strong mindset. a strong passion and enthusiasm and goal set, pulling you through life's challenges. These are all the things that just help you sort of, get through, get by. And determination, consistency, good habits, all of these things will pull you through life's challenges as well. Because if you're doing the right things, then whatever the challenges are or the obstacles are, you just work your way through them eventually. You work your way around them. You find a way.
That's nice. What habits have contributed most to your success?
I think the habits of consistency, the habits of learning and developing and evolving, whether that come with knowledge and information about the sectors I'm in or the industries I'm in, or whether it come with latest technologies, etc. But the ability to pivot, to change, to evolve, to move with the times is a massive habit I have. The habit of speaking to strangers. I know we get told as children not to speak to strangers, but I talk to almost everybody I meet. I like to find out who they are, what they do, who they know, how I can help them, how they can help me, what value do they have. I see life as a bit like a big game of chess, and everybody has roles and moves, etc. And once you know the roles and the moves, you know how to put those pieces in places. Yeah, so you need to understand what somebody's role is, what their moves are, and then you can work out how they fit into the large game of chess life that we're playing. So speaking to strangers is a great habit. I was very good at making friends as a child, and I'm an award-winning networker as an adult. There's no surprise really. If you're good at making friends as a kid, you're good at making friends as an adult. And if you make lots of friends, you'll meet lots of people, find out lots about them, and find out ways that you can help them, and ways that they might be able to help you. So yeah, there's some of the habits I think I've learned through my life that have helped me continuously through my life.
That's great. How do you define success beyond money?
So I actually define success definitely as something beyond money. I think most people only define it as making money, but I think that's people who haven't really learned enough about life and what the valuable things are in life. But to me, success is defined by you living the life that you want to live, and it's defined by you achieving and doing the things that you want to achieve and do. So ultimately, you know, if making money is your goal in life and that's all you want your life to be defined by, then make as much money as you can and have a successful life. But if your life is, making impact, leaving a legacy, having a comfortable existence, being safe, whatever it may be, solving problems, working with people, whatever, being supportive to somebody else, working hard at life, whatever, whatever defines what you want out of life, you living it day to day is success. But another big determining factor for me about what is successful in life is, are you happy? If you're happy, then you're living a successful life. You know, would you exchange your life for someone else's? I'm happy with what I do. I wouldn't want to be anyone else or do anything else. I wouldn't want to exchange my life for anyone else's. So I define myself as extremely successful already, whilst I'm working on being successful at some other large goals that I'm still trying to achieve. I live life on my terms. I do what I want when I want, and I have a successful life.
Okay, nice. So, at last, what advice would you give to young entrepreneurs who are just starting?
So my advice to young entrepreneurs just starting out would be do as much research as you can about your chosen field. Research, 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 research. Get ChatGPT to be your information gatherer. Ask it good questions. Get it to give you good information. When it gives you other prompts about other stuff it can give you, go down the rabbit hole. Learn as much as you can about those extra things that it asks you to learn. Um, get some mentors, whether it be ones you can afford to pay for in life, or just surround yourself with good people who can pull you up, as well as people below you who you can pull up, people with less knowledge or money or whatever. So, put yourself in a balanced situation where you're being pulled up by other people as well as pulling up other people. Um, Learn off some of the people who've been the best at what it is you're trying to go into so that you can learn from the best. There's no point learning from anyone else. Um, uh, Fail fast and fail often. The more you fail, the more you'll learn, and the more you'll learn how not to do stuff, which will point you in the direction of what to do and how to do it. Invest in the most important asset you'll ever invest in and ever have in your life, which is you. Learn as much as you can about anything and everything, especially to do with your chosen field or your chosen subject. Um, Take risks, big risks. When you're young, you can afford to take bigger risks because you've got less responsibility, less people relying on you financially, etc. So that's the time to make the biggest risks, play the boldest moves. Because once you've got responsibilities and people relying on you and that sort of thing, you'll become more guarded and safer, and you won't want to take as big a risks. So just risk as big as you can, go all in, risk as much as you can when you're young, and be patient. Most people don't benefit from overnight success. They benefit from long-term consistency, good habits, good learning, and good building of a business from something small to something big over a long period of time. So that would be my advice for young entrepreneurs.
Okay, thank you so much, Mike, for sharing your journey, experiences, and valuable insights with us.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for asking some very good questions. Thank you very much for opening up as well. You actually asked some open questions rather than some closed ones, which really gets you to open up and share some of what's inside, which ultimately is the point of this, I suppose, for you to learn from other people and what they've got inside and how they've learned through that long journey of entrepreneurialism. So you keep up the good work, keep up the fantastic questioning. And if I can help you in any way by pointing you in the direction of more entrepreneurs and other people might be able to help you, I'm planning on putting a list together of some entrepreneurial contacts I have who would like to help, be interviewed and help, teach some young entrepreneurs. So that's something I'm working on at the moment, and I'll put that together soon. But if I can help you in any way in the meantime, just reach out to me. We're connected on WhatsApp or Messenger, one or the other. And follow my hashtag Fire from the Welsh Dragon series. Anyone watching this, anyone listening to this, because I share lots of information about all I've learned in my life. I've written over 240 ebooks about particular subject matters I would consider myself an expert in. And I'm looking to get that up to at least 1,000 ebooks at some point when I got the time, when I'm not busy running a bar, hotel, and event venue, because I'm a lifelong learner. So I always say everyone has at least one ebook in them or one book in them. But some people who've learned a lot have got and done a lot. Have got a lot more than that in them. And if you've got a lot of knowledge and wisdom, why not share it with the world in some way? So you keep up the good work. I'll keep being the Welsh Dragon. Have a great day, everyone. I know I will. And thanks very much for listening.
You're very welcome. I'm sure our audience has learned a lot from today's conversation. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next interview.
Okay. All the best. Bye bye.